Hi everyone and welcome once again to our English lesson. I hope you be fine. Now, before we get started, please check right here in the description down below. There is a YouTube link that I have select for you so you can have a better understanding of what we are practicing today. Remember that from the last time to this moment, until this moment, sorry, we're practicing on counting by grouping. Yes, do you remember that? So I suggest you to check the video first so you can come back later and we can continue with our lesson. If you are ready, let's begin. Well, the last time we knew how to count forward. Do you remember that? And we explained that we can count forward by fives or by tens. Yes? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 if we count by fives, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so we can go on if we continue counting by tens. Yes? So this time we're gonna do something similar, but this time we're gonna do by counting by grouping backward. This is the opposite from forward because we are beginning from a bigger number and we are trying to get to a smaller number. Yes? So, if you remember the last time, we were checking about the figures that we have, and we have the same figures just like the last time. We have stars and we have little circles, points if you want to say. So, let's analyze the information that we have here. We have in this circle, because remember that the part of counting by grouping is that you must make groups. In this scenario, we must make a bigger group, a very big group. For example, in this group right here, we have 20 stars. How do we know it? Because we can count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20 stars. The same number that we have here. Okay? And as we are counting backward, we must get a smaller number by fives. So we must go back five numbers. Let's check. 5, 10, 15. The same number that we have here, 15. What does this mean? It's like the representation of the operation 20 minus 5. That it's the same as counting backward. Yes? We're not counting forward. We're not getting bigger numbers. We're getting a smaller numbers. Yes? And we must go back 5 more. 5, 10. That's why we have the number 10 here. And it's the same like represent the operation 15 minus 5. Yes, as you can see here, we begin in this part with a big number and we finish with a small number. Yes? We are gonna do the same thing again, but this time we're gonna do it by tens. Just like the last time before. We have to begin with a bigger group and we have to finish in a smaller group or a small number in this scenario. Let's check. As you can see here, we have four different groups of points that together they become 40. How do I know it? Because I have 10, 20, 30, 40 groups. So sorry, 40 balls. So that's why I have 40 right here in all this group. Yes? Now, I must count backward 10. So we go right here. Let's check how many do we have. 10, 20, 30. As you can see, 30 is smaller than 40. Is the representation of 40 minus 10. And we must go back even more 10 times. So check this out. 10, 20. That's the number that we have here. And if we check, is the representation of 30 minus 10. We begin with a bigger group and we are making it smaller. That's what we do by counting by grouping backward, not forward, backward, okay? So, as you can see here, it's not that complicated, but it's really important that you know the order of the numbers because sometimes we can begin with a bigger number. If it's necessary, I suggest you that you can use a number chart. Do you remember this one that we used a couple of lessons before? You can use a number chart so you can help you to count backward. It depends of the number, but it's the same thing. If we were practicing, for example, with the number 40, we must count backward 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, but it's not necessary to do it again. So you can count backward instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What you can do is 40 minus 10, 30, minus 10, 20, minus 10, 10. Do you see? It's easier to do it faster by knowing the order of the numbers. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of physical representation of how you can count backward by using any items that you have in your house, okay? So, come with me and I'm going to show you. Okay, guys, so right here I have some cards, some trading card game cards, and we're gonna use them to show how we can count backward, okay? So, how many cards do we have here? Here we have 50 cards, okay? And we're gonna practicing by counting backward by tens, okay? We're going to practice by counting backward by tens. If we have 50, how can we count backward? Well, we must remove 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. This is a smaller group. Now, how many cards I have here? 50 minus 10, 40. I'm counting backward. And I can do the same thing again. I am going to remove 10 more. 6, 8, 10. Now, how many do we have? 40 minus 10, 30. We're still counting backward. Of course, we can do it one by one. 39, 38, 37, and so on. But it's gonna take more time. So we must do it faster, okay? So we're going to continue separate to make a smaller number. 4, 5. Now in this group, how many do we have? If we begin with 50 and we're counting backward, we said 40, we said 30, and now we have 20. And we can continue and continue by removing and counting backward. Now, how many cards do we have here? We have 10. And so we still can continue by counting and counting backward to make a smaller groups. Yes? Just remember that depending if you're counting backward by tens or by fives will be the number that you have to follow. It doesn't matter the number as long as you remember the order. Yes? Just like we did the last time right here, as you can see. Even if you begin with a different number, for example, that we begin, let's say number 96. That it's right here, we can count backward by tens and it's gonna be the same thing. 96, 86, 76, 66, and so go on until we get to number 6. Alright? Try to do it on your own. Pick up your favorite toys or any item that you have in your house and try to practicing by counting backward. I am sure that you will be able to do it very, very soon. Well, for today, that's the lesson. I hope you like it. Please continue working on the assignments and the homeworks that I have sent you so you can have a better understanding and domain of this topic. I'm sure that you can do it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.